Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Star and Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at what kind of influence you have on others. So please be aware this is a general reading, so only take what resonates, leave the rest. For pile number 1, we have Rose Quartz with the Artist. For pile number 2, we have Green Aventurine with the Bubblegum Brit. And for pile number 3, we have Sodalite with the Ringleader. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile. Pick whichever pile you're most drawn to, the one that is calling out to your soul the most, and that will be your pile for today. But of course, if you're drawn to more than one pile, always trust your intuition. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number ones. If you chose the Rose Quartz Crystal and the Artist card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what kind of influence you have on others. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started with your reading, I'd just like to announce that I am available for personal readings in April, so if you would like to pre-book for April, you can find my email address in the description box below. So let's get started. You chose the Artist card, and with this card I feel two groups of people here. Some that just have interest in art, love the form of art, to consume art in some way. For example, you could love to listen to music, and when you play a song in a car or around a group of people, then they kind of like think about what song this is in their mind or ask you what song it is, and then they go listen to that person's album after they go home and they love it, and then they listen to it all the time, and you put them on to a new song. Or you could hang an artwork up on your wall and people come to your home and see it and they're like, whoa, I love that artwork. Where did you get it? I want to get it myself. Like, I want to contact that painter. That's kind of what I'm getting here in terms of that. And then there's another group of people here that are actually creatively inclined, where you love to create art of your own. Some could be watching here and could be singers. Some could actually paint. Some could love to bake, and you could influence others to love to bake. Some here could love makeup, to do your hair, to do fashion, and you could influence others in that way through inspiring them to do something similar, or just you could be seen as very inspirational in some way when people view your art or your creative ideas when it comes to work or school, anything like that of the sort. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get some oracle cards, some more oracle cards. And I was drawn to using the Muse Tarot for you because I heard that you're like a muse to others. When you wear a certain outfit, other people want to wear a similar outfit to you. It's like whatever you do creatively, people are inspired by that and want to do something similar or take inspiration from it. So what kind of influence does my pile number ones have on others? Spirit guides of pile 1. We have the schoolgirl. What kind of influence does my pile number ones have on others? Then we have the showstopper. I see the trailblazers popping out, so whatever outfits you wear, it could influence others in some way where you're kind of like a trendsetter. And then we do have the fitness fan at the back of the deck. Okay, so let's just move your tarot deck here for now, and let me analyze these cards for a second. So not only does this pile have influence over others in the forms of art where people either admire the kind of taste you have in music, art, movies, series, books, etc., or people admire the art you create. in whatever way you resonate with and then want to take inspiration from that. But people also see you as quite, I'm hearing intelligent, okay, with the schoolgirl, where whatever you do, it's like people see your intelligence and want to learn from you. But people also see you as quite attractive in a way, conventionally attractive, where you stand out in some way with the showstopper. So people are constantly, for example, looking at your social media if you post a lot, seeing what outfits you wear and wanting to take inspiration from that. Or people are constantly looking at you out in public, seeing how you do your hair, wanting to copy your hair, your makeup, etc., etc. Like that's kind of what I'm getting here, because it's kind of like because people view you as so attractive, they're wanting to imitate some of your looks so that they could be perceived as attractive too. Because you're seen to be that person that just knows what's trending or just knows what looks good on you, or kind of like you just have a good eye for a good taste in clothing, in fashion, in the way you do things, where people want to imitate that. And I feel like this has been happening to you since you were in school, since you were younger. Whether you realize that or not, people take a lot of inspiration from you. And sometimes they may, try to pretend that it's not like that, especially if they don't want you to know. Like in your younger years. Let's say in your younger years, you just wore a certain hairstyle, and then somebody else wore that hairstyle the next day, and you're like, you're copying me. And they're like, no, I came up with this birth. I'm kind of picking up on that energy. And then with the fitness fan, if you have been, taking care of your body lately, going to the gym lately, people could be looking at you, looking at your body, looking at the results you have, or just looking at you working on yourself, working on your body, your mental health, your emotional health, whatever this is, and wanting to do the same because they can see it's doing something good for yourself, and it can indicate that you have self-love if you're taking care of yourself in that way, and people see it like that, and they either want to imitate the way you look or the results you have, or they just want to love themselves more like you do. In the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel, so if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. I will also be picking one random subscriber a week to give a free 30-minute reading too, so leave any comments on any of the videos of the week to enter. So spirit guides of pile number 1. Spirit guides of pile number 1. What kind of influence do they have on others? So we have the Sun in the reverse. And the Sun card is Leo energy, right? You don't have to be a Leo to resonate with this, but you know how the Leo stands out, the Leo energy stands out and is in the spotlight, is that showstopper energy. So, other people may perceive themselves with the Sun in reverse to not be that way, and then kind of want to imitate you so that they can be seen in the public eye or by people in general and be seen like you. So it's kind of like they want to be noticed. They want to be admired by others the way you do, so then they imitate certain things you do. And the Sun in reverse can indicate a feeling of not feeling inspired by their daily life, a feeling of not feeling happy, feeling blah. Like they need some sunshine energy in their life. They need some color, some motivation, some inspiration, and then they come to you. Okay, so spirit guides of pile number 1. What kind of influence do they have on others? Why do you have so much reversals? The Ace of Inspiration reverse, Ace of Wands reverse. Okay, and that goes with what I said of like not having inspiration in their daily life and then looking to you for it. What kind of influence do they have on others? We have the Four of Inspiration, Four of Wands. Lots of fire energies coming through in this pile. You could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we have Queen of Voices, Queen of Swords. And last but not least, the Two of Inspiration, Two of Wands. I'm noticing the Queen of Cups is popping out with the Two of Cups, Knight of Cups. So at the back of the deck, we do have the World Cosmos in the reverse. So I'm also seeing fixed signs here, or these could be the people you're influencing when I mention signs as well. So Aquarius, Leo again, Scorpio and Taurus. And then I also see air signs here with Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. So these could be your signs and the signs you're influencing in some way. Take it as it resonates. But with the world in reverse, when I think of fixed signs usually don't like change. But with the world in reverse, I'm kind of getting this vibe of like, I've been stuck doing the same routines every day. The people I'm channeling here, the people that you're influencing, they've been stuck in the same old routines. They feel like their life is kind of stale and boring with the Ace of Wands in reverse. No color in their life, no passion in their life. They're feeling like they don't have motivation. And then maybe they see you go to the gym, for example, and they're like, oh, you know, I actually feel like I've been not taking care of my health lately. I haven't been drinking water. I haven't been eating well. How can I expect myself to feel good if I'm not taking care of my body? So I see pile number one taking care of their body, and I see them having energy and feeling happy and feeling on top of things. So maybe I should do that too. Maybe I need a change right now in my life to bring me some kind of positive energy. The sun in reverse could also indicate these people going through like a depressive state. And remember, I'm not a psychologist. I can't diagnose anyone, but that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. So if you've been taking care of your mental health, your emotional health, if you've been on a healing journey, they're kind of looking at their own mental and emotional state and looking at yours and comparing the two. Not in an unhealthy way, but to look at themselves like a mirror, to look at themselves in the mirror and see what they've been doing. And they may be like, okay, I see that pile number one has been taking care of themselves emotionally, has been working through any emotions that they've held on to. So maybe I need to let go of some things I've held on to a lot, but I've never spoken about it. I've never opened up about it to anybody. I've just kind of let it sit there. So maybe if I process these emotions and finally let go of it with the world in reverse and turn the world upright, then maybe I can feel good as well, because I'm noticing pile number one seems really happy lately. With the Four of Wands, you could influence the people closest to you, and you could inspire them, since we have a lot of inspiration cards. That's the influence you have over others, inspiring them to change something within their lives so that they can feel happy again, so that they can feel like there's a spark back in their life, there's passion back in their life, color back in their life, happiness, joy. This could even be things you speak about with the Queen of Swords. The things you speak about influence others. So for example, you speak about a new band you found that you really like their music, and then somebody goes and listens to their music, or you speak about being on a journey of self-love and other people are like, oh, maybe I should do that because pile number one looks like they've had this glow up with their self-love. Maybe I should say some positive affirmations to myself in the mirror. Those are just examples of the energy, but you could influence others with your words and inspire them to do something similar that you're doing to get a similar result that you're getting. And with the Two of Wands, it's kind of like, because they're looking at your life, we see this person looking, because they're looking at your life, right? And they're looking at the results of what you've already achieved. They're wanting to take inspiration from that and do something similar to you so that hopefully they could get the same result. That's basically what I'm seeing here. And with the Two of Wands, it's like people love to check you out. Some people may crush on you. Some people may find you quite sexy and alluring. And some people may feel as though they don't feel as sexy, they don't feel happy with themselves and the way they look, so they may take inspiration from the things that you do, like the way that you dress, the way that you work out, things like that, so that they can feel good too about themselves in terms of a physical appearance. Let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards now. For those that have studied or have been educated in some way or are studying, you could also motivate others to study if they've been thinking about it and you're like, oh yeah, for someone here, like I'm studying law, you don't have to take it exactly like that, but that's an example. And then the other person's like, yeah, I've been wanting to study something for a while, but I've been putting it on the back burner. Maybe I should go and do that. Or let's say you've been doing a lot of courses when it comes to the things you love to do, your hobbies, the things you're passionate about, and they have something they're passionate about too. And then they're like, oh my gosh, you know, I actually need more knowledge on how to do this thing I'm passionate about, and I think it would bring some kind of happiness back or spark back when I do this hobby, bring some more fun into it because I know more of how to do it, if that makes sense. So, spirit guides of pile 1, what kind of influence do they have on others? We have sync with the moon. We have beauty ritual. I love that. That's exactly what we spoke about before. We have write a gratitude list. And last but not least, we have use your hands. So with sync with the moon, for the feminines watching here, okay, let's say, you know, with that time of the month, maybe you have been syncing with the moon, maybe you've been doing something to help those times feel a lot more easier. I don't know what this could be, but people could, other women could like take advice from you there. I don't know what that's about, but that's coming through. With sync with the moon here, I'm also getting you've been connecting to your intuition a lot more lately and trusting your own intuition more. And so because we are all intuitive beings, because we all come from the same source, energy, consciousness, and because we're all spiritual beings in a human body, we all have an ability to connect with our own inner deep intuition. So maybe you are influencing others to do the same. So like, let's say you have a friend that's like, I feel like this person, I can't trust them, but I don't have any proof. And then you're like, girl, boy, trust your intuition. And then they start to trust themselves more. Or like, I really want to do this, but I'm not sure I'd be good at this. I'm not sure, like, I want to take this as a hobby, but I'm not sure I'd be good at it. And then it's like, trust your intuition. Go try it out. Go try out this hobby. Who knows? Maybe you're really good at it. And even not, maybe you just find it really fun. Who cares? Go do it. You know, that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. With watch a movie at the back of the deck, this is confirming what I said earlier. Like, let's say you're like, oh, I really like this movie. I watched it last night. Then the other person's like, ooh, let me write it on my phone. I want to go watch it too. And we see the number 555 here. So you may actually change a lot of people's minds on things, a lot of people's perspectives on things with the influence you have on others. So let's say you talk about something and they never thought about it in that way. You may change their perspective with your wisdom in some way with sync with the moon. Okay, and I'm kind of getting that feeling of you being very empathetic, you being very in touch with your emotions. So again, that feeling's coming up with the lunar energy. And then with write a gratitude list and all the yellow we see here, people see you as a very happy-go-lucky person because yellow is the color of happiness, joy, creativity. So people see you embodying that energy, but also that energy of self-worth because yellow is the solar plexus chakra. And so you may influence others in that way where they start to think, how is pile number one so grateful all the time? How are they so happy all the time? Maybe I need to find more things to be grateful about in my day because they always look at things from a half glass full rather than half glass empty kind of perspective. So maybe I should try integrate that into my life too. That's kind of the energy I get here. Or I can see pile number one, they know their worth. They don't stick around with people that treat them badly. So maybe I should, take inspiration from them and cut off this person too, because I know I deserve better. That's kind of the energy I'm getting. You may change people's lives in some way, whether it's small or big, you do still bring change. Not only do you help people improve their lives or influence others to improve their lives, follow hobbies that they may be passionate about, use creativity in some way, but you also inspire others to rest when needed because our bodies need rest too. When I look at this cozy, cuddly feeling, how she's cuddling with her cat. And with Beauty Ritual here, that's what I spoke about before, where you do something to do with your beauty. Let's say you do your nails a certain way, your hair a certain way, and then people want to imitate or copy that so that they can feel beautiful too, or take inspiration from it. So this is what I have for you, pile number one. This is the kind of influence you have on others. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number twos. If you chose the green Aventurine crystal and the Bubblegum Brit, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what kind of influence you have on others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started, I just want to announce that I am available for personal readings in April. So if you would like to pre-book with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. As I looked at this card, I don't know why, I read it as the Bubblegum Babe. So maybe there's something here about like that energy showing up. Like if you have any tips and tricks on how to flirt with people, on how to get people to like you, how to get someone to fall in love with you, people may take your advice. I'm even seeing bedroom advice. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm seeing it. And with the milkshake here and her, she kind of looks a little bit seductive to me, blowing this bubble from the bubble gum. There's something about you that is so juicy and seductive where people may take tips and tricks from you or inspiration from you in the things that you do to make themselves look sexier. So I don't know what that would be, but let's get some more cards. And with this card as well, I'm also getting the feeling of this pile loving food, being foodies, knowing the best restaurants, knowing the best places to go to for a milkshake, for a drink, knowing the cheapest places, knowing the best places. So let's say, for example, you post a restaurant you go to on social media and people know that you have the best taste in food, then people will kind of screenshot that place, that location, and be like, oh, I need to go here next weekend with my friends and see what the place is all about. Or let's say you speak about like, oh, I just went to this restaurant and tried out their steak and it was so amazing, juicy, delicate. I don't know how to explain it, but that's kind of what I'm getting. And then the other person's like, ooh, I should write that name down and go there next time with my boyfriend or girlfriend and see what it's like. So that's kind of what I'm getting with that card. So Spirit Guides of Pile 2. Spirit Guides of Pile 2. What kind of influence they have on others. We have the little star. I'm even picking up for some, like how I said, that sexy energy. Let's say you're like I got this lingerie from this place and they have the sexiest lingerie and my boyfriend really liked it. And then your friend is like, I should go to that shop too. I'm kind of seeing an energy like that. Or I just got this dress here. It's so pretty. And then that person goes there too, or something about perfumes coming up because you smell quite good. So people may ask you what kind of perfume you're wearing so that they can feel sexy too, because people view you as very sexy for this pile. And then we have the strong women, and then they want to feel sexy too, so maybe they wear the same thing. And with the green here and green aventurine, people see you as quite lucky in some way, so people may kind of want to analyze you and see how it is that you're so lucky, what it is that you do, ask you what's your secret, how are you so lucky, or just analyze you. We have the halftime superstar at the back of the deck, and then they're kind of like, whoa. Okay, pile number 2 does this manifestation method. Maybe I should do it too. Or pile number 2 works really hard. Maybe I should work hard too, because I can see they've really been improving in their finances, because green reminds me of money as well as gold. So that is coming through definitely. Your work ethic may influence others to work as well, because she is working here as a waitress. With these strong women, I'm hearing you're strong, you're independent, regardless of your gender, you're strong and independent, and your independence may influence others to try and create their own independence so that they can feel secure on their own. Or this could be multiple things. This could be emotions, because blue reminds me of emotions. So you could have gone through a lot in your life, but be extremely strong and resilient and wise in some way. And with the black dress she's wearing, it reminds me of self-protection, because black is the energy of protection. So maybe you've protected yourself with, for example, boundaries, because blue reminds me of the throat chakra. And people see you setting strong boundaries, and then they try to do that too. Or this could be something where you are learning to communicate in healthier ways, and they try to do that too and try to, take certain knowledge or wisdom from you. Or you could give really good advice, really strong advice for people, because you're being that rock for them when they need that support, and they could take your advice because they think you're really wise. And with the emotions, maybe they see you healing your emotions and still being strong after what you went through in life. So then it influences them to see their own strength too. With the little star, you could have been really talented at certain things since a young age, or had certain strengths or potential within you that others noticed with whatever you resonate with. And people could have taken inspiration from you since a young age. I just saw 5555. So you definitely bring some kind of positive change to others through your voice, because the microphone here is reminding me of the voice and the throat chakra, through your words or through your light. Because I feel like this pile is very connected to their own inner guiding light. You shine like a star ever since you were a young age. You've always shined in some way. And you also change others in some way with your heart, because your heart is so beautiful. Green reminds me of the heart chakra. So we're going to go ahead and pull the tarot cards in a second. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. I will also be picking one random subscriber a week to give a free 30-minute reading to, so leave any comment on any of the videos of the week to enter. So spirit guides of pile 2, spirit guides of pile number 2, what influence do they have on others? What kind of influence do they have on others? We have the Emperor showing up first. We have the Six of Swords. We have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. One last card, Spirit. And we have the Queen of Wands. Interesting. The Sun is popping out. The Page of Wands, Seven of Swords is popping out. And we have the Four of Wands at the back of the deck. Not in reverse, sorry. Okay, let's see what else you have here. You might also influence others with the outfits you're wearing, since we have an outfit here. But since we have a more comfortable looking outfit here in the Halftime Superstar, I'm kind of also getting, because you're very sexy, but at the same time you seem comfortable in what you're wearing, people may kind of like want to either hear what you're wearing, how it is that you dress so stylish, but you still look comfortable. Because I'm hearing that quote, beauty is pain, where they don't want to be in pain. They don't want to be in like clothing that's too tight that makes them feel uncomfortable. So then I'm seeing the mental image of that movie that Hilary Duff played in, called Material Girls, where basically, long story short, they are very rich women and they have a rich father or something like that, and eventually their father goes broke or something, and they have to stay with somebody else, this other lady. I forgot if she was like an aunt or whatever, but it doesn't matter. And she shows them her shoes and how comfortable they are. But they're like, I'm getting from you, it's kind of stylish still, even though there's a comfortable feeling. And she wears those shoes and she's like, oh my gosh, these are so comfortable. I'm wearing them every day. Because she lost her shoes in the house fire. So I'm kind of getting that vibe from you where people want to know what you're wearing. People want to know where you bought it. And people want to wear it because not only do you look comfortable, but you also look stylish. Also with the little star, I mentioned talent. You may inspire others with your talent. Some of you could have a sort of creative gift or certain gifts or talents in some way. I'm seeing swan energy. You somehow make everything you do look perfect in some way. Look, I want to say the word glamorous and elegant in some way, and people could try to copy your demeanor, the way you walk, the way you talk, certain things like that, the way you kind of dress up. They may take inspiration from your talents, how you do certain things within that, especially people that do the same thing. So I'm seeing someone here dances, for example, and there's something about that where other people will look at the method of how you do things and take inspiration from how you do things. I also heard the planet Neptune is prominent within this pile. So Neptune is the planet of dreams. So you're a big dreamer, my pile number 2. You're somebody that dreams big. And because of that, because you dream so big and you shoot for the stars and you have such big goals where you don't think it's impossible, other people feel inspired by that and feel like they want to do the same. Like they don't want to give up on their big dreams, even if it seems so big, even if it seems unachievable. Because you go after it, they do too. I'm seeing prominent Aries energy within this pile, and fire sign energy, so also Leo and Sagittarius. I'm also seeing Capricorn, Scorpio, and Cancer. So these may be your signs or signs of people you influence. I just saw the number 222. So people may sometimes feel like when they meet you at the right time. You serve some kind of purpose for their life. That's definitely what I'm getting here. And you teach them something about themselves, because I feel like you're very strong and wise and intuitive, and you know the kind of advice other people need to hear. Or you somehow just influence their life in a way where you bring changes to their life by you just being you with the Six of Swords here. And it's somehow like they think in their mind, I feel like I've met pile number 2 for a reason, because I met them at this point in my life where I was going through really big changes in my life, or when I met them, I was about to go through those changes. And, you know, even if you disappear from their life and it's a short-lived relationship, you know, maybe they are not happy with that. They want more of a connection with you, but they also accept it and think, you know, maybe pile number 2 was a lesson for me, or taught me something about myself, or just brought something in my life that brought some kind of change that I wouldn't have been able to find without them. I keep picking up a sexiness from this pile. Sorry for repeating it so much, but Queen of Wands is showing up. You're sexy, you're magnetic. People may try to imitate things you do or the way you do things to appear that way themselves. And as I look at the bows on this Four of Wands, I'm kind of getting the vibe of like a coquette style. So someone here may dress in that style and people may take inspiration from it. And we have the Lovers behind this. So people, if you're in a romantic connection, they may think that your connection looks really happy and that you're really flourishing in this connection, and they may want to kind of check what you're doing in this connection to make it so happy, and then they may try to do that themselves. You may also influence people to become a lot more confident within themselves with the Queen of Wands here, and come a little bit out of their shell, do things they never thought they would do, get outside of their comfort zone. You know, I'm getting that this pile is seen as very fun and vibrant people, and you somehow get people out of their shell. So let's say you're at a party and a person doesn't usually dance, but they want to, but they don't usually because they're shy. And usually at the end of the night, they go home feeling sad that they never danced because they were too worried about what other people think. And then you're dancing over there, you're having fun over there, and you pull them over and you're like, come, let's dance. And you somehow make the experience so fun for them that they get outside of their comfort zone and stop thinking about what other people are thinking. Or this could be a scenario where, let's say, see you wearing a certain thing and they're not confident enough to wear that themselves, and they see you wearing that confidently and not caring about what other people think, and then they do that too. That's kind of the energy I pick up on here. So confidence and courage to put themselves out there in certain ways, even when it comes to their career, building their career up. So let's say they see you apply to a certain job and then they're like, I don't feel like I'm good enough to apply to that job, but pile number 2 got in, so maybe I should apply to a job that I feel like I can't get in, and who knows, you know, I have nothing to lose. Or I really like this person, and pile number 2 is so comfortable with going up to people and speaking to people. So maybe I should too. Maybe I should just try. Who knows? What do I have to lose? So I kind of get that vibe of like putting yourself out there, as well as social media. So some here may be content creators in some way, or may have public platforms in some way, and you may influence others to do the same if they've always wanted to do that, or influence others to put themselves out there with their own talent and dreams and goals. That's something coming through here. So people may also see you being somebody very passionate about what you do, your work, your hobbies, the things you do in your daily life, and they may see that passion and feel passionate too. You may be somebody that influences others in a way, because I'm seeing contagious laughter. So you may have like a contagious laughter or a contagious smile where it influences others to be happy as well, and not be in their own mind or be stressed out or be sad. You know what I mean? That's kind of the energy I see here. And then also the way you work, your work ethic. Because this pile is somebody that, like, how people view you is fearless. You go after the things you want in life. But not only are you fearless and put yourself out there confidently with the passion you're putting into your work, but you also plan. You also sit on your throne knowing what you're worthy of. And you also delegate tasks, or you're very comfortable with speaking your ideas out into the world, or working with people as a team very confidently, or collaborating with others so you may influence others to do the same. Also, there's something to do with pets here. So I'm seeing somebody walk their dog, for example, and, like let's say another person is walking their dog, specific message for somebody, and they see your dog and they have a little bit of a chat with you and they're a stranger, and you're like, oh, I give my dog these kinds of treats every day and their skin and hair is so healthy. And then that person goes and buy those treats as well. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Random message, but I see that. And then I keep getting something about your voice, the things you say influencing others in some way. So now let's go ahead and pull some oracle cards as we end off. So spirit guides of pile number 2s. Spirit guides of pile 2s, what kind of influence they have on others. So we have soak in a bath. You may be somebody that loves to do self-care, that pours into yourself in some way at the end of the day, because you are a hard worker, but we also need to pour into ourselves, give love to ourselves in order to be the best version of ourselves in the world. And so because of that, you may influence others to do things for themselves, like meditate, go to the gym, spend time with their friends, do some self-care so that they feel good too. That's kind of the energy that I see very prominently. And then we have look to the stars. So some of you may be interested in astrology, I hear from this card, and you may influence others to have some kind of interest in astrology, in tarot, in the more mystical kind of things. But also when I look to the stars, we see a shooting star here. So this confirms what I said about you being a dreamer. You have big wishes, big dreams, big goals, and you believe that it's possible. I'm clairvoyantly seeing Tinkerbell, where because people believed in her, she could exist. But when people stopped believing in her, she couldn't exist. So I'm kind of using that as a metaphor for your dreams and goals and the things you wish for. Because you believe in it so much, it comes true and it manifests in your daily reality, making you extremely lucky. And people may start to believe in themselves, their dreams, their wishes too. And then it comes to reality. We have flow like water. You're somebody that flows. You're somebody that, is really peaceful. I get that people look at you as if you're never stressed out. We have drink tea at the back of the deck, as if you're always in this kind of calm, zen mode, and people want to find out what it is you do daily to get you into that flowy mood, and then they start to integrate that within their life too. And then the water is also reminding me of diving deep into our emotions, healing our emotions, looking at our past, healing our inner child, and you may influence others to do the same because they can see that you are really coming to more of a state of peace ever since you've been on your own healing journey. So this is what I have for you, pile 2. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 3s. If you chose the Sodalite crystal and the Ringleader card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at what kind of influence you have on others. So please be aware this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. Before we get started, I'd just like to announce that I am going to be available for personal readings in April. So if you would like to pre-book a reading with me, you can find my email address in the description box below. So without further ado, let's get started. So with the Ringleader here, I'm hearing this word of you having a new you, pile number 3 2.0, a new era of you. You're kind of reintroducing a new version of yourself to the world, and you're showing others that we can always change. You're also influencing others in a way to show them that even after a setback, you can come back stronger than ever. You can bounce back like the phoenix, where nothing destroys you, nothing destroys your confidence or belief in self. That we can always come back and try again. That's kind of what I'm getting from this pile. I hear dark night of the soul, getting comfortable with your ego, getting comfortable with the darkness you've been through in life, and being stronger than ever before and bouncing back. So this is maybe how you influence others, where when they're going through darkness, they remember how strong and resilient you are and how you bounce back after the dark moments you went through in life, where you're that light for others, like a star. Okay, because I'm looking at the stars here. You're like that light for others, that hope for others is what I'm hearing. With the leader here, you could be seen to have a lot of leadership qualities where people follow your lead in some way. And this doesn't necessarily have to be within your career, but it could for some of you. So let's go ahead and pull some more oracle cards for you. So what kind of influence does my pile number 3s have on others, please? So we have the fitness fan. And I love that all your cards have like this blue on it with stars in it. Okay, and then we have the perfume queen. So people may think that you smell really good, where they're always wondering, what perfume do you wear? Or they actually ask you, what perfume are you wearing, pile number 3? Because you always smell so good. Maybe you're somebody that kind of like coordinates your scents. So maybe you're somebody that coordinates the same scents for your lotion, your perfume, your hair kind of shampoo. I'm kind of getting that feeling, or your hair always smells good from your shampoo, your conditioner, where they're wondering, what do you use? Where your hair always looks healthy, or you're always smelling good from a specific perfume, or always wearing different perfumes, where they're always like, wow, like where does pile number 3 get all the money to spend on all these perfumes? What perfumes are they wearing? They may actually ask you that, or they may not. With the Space Princess at the back of the deck, people see you as very unique and out of this world and innovative in some way. So you may influence others to tap into their own uniqueness, their own authentic self. The Space Princess energy kind of reminds me of Aquarius energy, but I also see some Virgo and Gemini within this pile. Don't worry, we'll get more signs in a minute when we look at your tarot cards. But there's something about tapping into your own authenticity. And because you are doing that, you allow others to be their authentic self freely within the world without worrying about what others think or other people's judgment of them. So you are comfortable with being yourself in the world, with being unique, with being a little bit more quirky, and showing your authenticness to the world, and that may influence others. With the fitness fan, you may recently have been gymming a lot, taking care of your health, taking care of you in some way, and that may inspire and motivate others to do the same. I'm seeing clairvoyantly that some of you post your fitness journey on social media and people find inspiration from that. That's not for everybody, but for some people here. And with Sodalite, Sodalite is a crystal of communication. So whatever you communicate out into the world, people follow your lead, whether that be on social media or in person or in groups of people. People follow your lead and want to try out the things you do in order to be more like you. Because people see you as very unique, authentic, and quirky, where they want to be more like you in some way. But it's not, okay, some people it's more of like a jealousy, obsessive way, very few people, but for most people it's more like, oh my gosh, I love pile number 3 so much that I want to be more like them. In an innocent kind of way, if that makes sense. It's not malicious. I'm also getting that you're very creative with the way that you dress, with the way that you do your makeup. And so people may take inspiration from that and get a little bit more expressive with that part of themselves, where it's like they can try out new things. And even if it seems silly in the moment, it's like they're expressing themselves more because you're very comfortable with doing that. And I hear you always look good to others. Something about the volume in your hair or your hair may influence others in some way. So let's say you recently got your hair done at a salon and it looks like it's full of volume. People really like your haircut. People may want to do something similar to you, or let's say your hair is always full of volume and they ask you, what do you do with your hair? And you're like, oh, I use mousse. And then they go and use that specific mousse. Or let's say you dyed your hair a certain color, or you keep your hair natural. People may want to do the same. So something about that is showing up here. This pile doesn't mind being silly and quirky, and then other people start to get in that energy too and take themselves less seriously. So that is how you may influence others. So in the last month, only 41% of my viewers have subscribed to my channel. So if you enjoy my videos so far and would like to stay up to date with what I post daily, hit the subscribe button to not miss out. Thank you to all my subscribers that have been supporting me since the beginning. Your support means the world to me. My goal is to reach 100k subscribers by the end of the year, and I can't do it without you. I will also be picking one random subscriber a week to give a free 30-minute reading to, so leave any comments on any of the videos this week to enter. So I'm also hearing people may copy your words, the words that you say to others, the way you say your words, the way you communicate. Something about that is coming through, but not in a way of copying you, but because it inspires them. So let's say you post a specific quote on your Instagram story or social media or WhatsApp, whatever this is, doesn't matter the specifics, but let's say you post a specific quote and then another person posts that same exact quote because they relate to it. So you may influence others through relatability in some way as well. So what kind of influence they have on others, please? Spirit guides of pile number 3. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Because you're somebody that really is generous, you love to give time and effort to your friends, to the people you love, but you're also very helpful. You know, when you see somebody in need, where they need help in some way, you're not afraid to help them or to show generosity in some way. You're not afraid to share with others, to show acts of kindness to others freely without expecting anything in return. And so because you're so generous, you may influence others to be a little less selfish and to be a little bit more selfless with their time and energy. You may also be a very kind-hearted individual that speaks with honesty and integrity, and so other people may be influenced by this to try and become a better person in that way. We have the Moon. We have the 9 of Wands, the 2 of Wands, and the 2 of Swords. I noticed 9 of Pentacles was popping out when I was shuffling, so you may influence people in the workspace as well, or at school, or the things you do with your work. So just take it as it resonates. Something about that is coming up here. And then what else am I getting here? Again, clothes. I don't know if I mentioned clothes, but clothes are coming up because I'm looking at her corset. So you could have a very specific fashion style that people want to imitate and copy. That came up in all 3 piles, which is pretty common, you know, but there's something about your style that is quite unique and authentic to you and creative, or something about the hairstyles you do, your makeup, because I'm looking at her and her hairstyle looks very pretty, as well as her makeup. So something about that is coming through. Because you're very honest, you may influence others to be more honest as well and to not lie, to be more of a better person. So I'm hearing this song, that song that's like Man in the Mirror or something by Michael Jackson. I don't know what it's called, but he speaks about looking in the mirror and like seeing who he is fully, you know what I mean? So with the moon here, this can indicate that this energy is a little bit hidden. People won't tell you about this. People won't tell you that they influence you with this pile. It's very hidden. You won't even know it, but they'll do so. Because you're such a good person, because you give freely, because you have really good values for yourself, you may influence others that are on this pivotal point of their journey to becoming a better person, because I see them getting multiple signs in their life to change as a person, to become a better person, to treat others better. And maybe they haven't been doing so, but then because you are that example to others, others follow your lead, where they want to be kinder, where they don't want to be the person they are operating from a shadow point. That's kind of what I'm getting with the moon. I know the moon doesn't really represent that, but that's what I'm getting intuitively, and influence them to make better choices in their life, because our choices can influence others, our choices can hurt others or ourselves. So you influence others to make better decisions in their life. With the Nine of Wands, this is what I was speaking about before, where the way you deal with certain challenges in your life comes from a place of maturity, comes from a place of being able to regulate your emotions with the moon, being able to understand your feelings, validate them, but then handle that challenge with maturity, with elegance. I'm hearing perfection. People see you as quite perfect in some way, with the way you're able to handle things, and then they start to handle those challenges better and realize that they can bounce back from anything. You may be very motivational to others in some way with the way that you speak, and that influences others. And again, I'm getting choices with the Two of Wands, better choices for themselves, but also making a choice to be more eccentric. I'm getting that eccentric vibe, even from the cards, like the way they're dressed, to be more themselves in the world. You may also be a really hard worker, where you don't mind having those burdens or responsibilities on you, because you know whatever work you put in will result in you getting that back to you in your harvest, with that Nine of Pentacles card that was popping out when I first shuffled. So you may influence others to stop complaining, to put their head down and work, because if they want that result, they're going to have to work towards it. So simple as that. Because I'm hearing Kim Kardashian's voice in my head, where she's like, nobody wants to work these days. Okay, anyways, other signs I see here. I'm hearing Gemini. I'm seeing Libra, Cancer. Significant moon placements like water moons or Libra moon or air sign moon is coming up here. Aries, Sagittarius. I'm also seeing Taurus. And I'm also feeling the strong presence of Saturn here, which I did mention Aquarius. Some of you could be Capricorn. So those are the zodiac signs I see. This could be your sign or the people you are influencing zodiac sign. One last thing I see from the tarot before we move on to the oracle cards is how fair and balanced you are. You do things in a very fair way. You're not unfair to others, and so that is also influencing others to do the same. And with the energy of Saturn, it's like because you've gone through a lot of hardships in your life and you're always bouncing back, you're always rising above that, becoming more stronger than ever, you influence others to believe that they can be strong too, that they can go through challenges in life and learn from it and bounce back always. So we have bold strength. This is exactly what I was speaking about right now, which is so, I want to say effing cool, but like I don't want to swear on the channel, but it's like, whoa. But build strength could also relate to the fitness we spoke about earlier. Then we have spend time with animals. Okay, we have dance. And last but not least, connect to your ancestors. So I'm hearing get rid of your ego. I don't know if you actually talk about that, but you know, the ego is something that can help us in ways, but if our ego is too much, it can also not be good. So it needs to be balanced. It needs to be stable and healthy. Like a healthy ego is good. You know, we can't exist without an ego, but when our ego is running our lives or our shadow self is running our lives, it's also not good for us and others. So you may influence others to become a lot more humble because you're humble, okay? And with spend time with friends, I'm also getting here you influence others to make friends. If you're somebody that is easily able to make friends with others, easily able to go up to others and speak to them, you may influence others to become less shy and do the same. Or I'm seeing with the moon, they could be going through an emotional rut right now, where they see you hanging out with your friends, doing things that make you feel happy, like dancing, singing, painting, anything that makes you happy, spending time with animals, going out with your friends, spending time with them. Maybe they see it on social media or something like that, and then they're like, maybe I should just go see my friends. Maybe that will cheer me up. So that's coming through. Or you may influence your friends a lot as well. With connecting your ancestors, you're somebody that is very spiritual. You connect to your ancestors a lot and honor them through the things that you do. So you may influence others to connect with their ancestors too. You may also be a generational cycle breaker, and others that have that energy too, you may influence them either consciously or unconsciously. With dance, this doesn't necessarily literally have to be dance. Some of you could be dancers or dance as a hobby, but it could also just be moving around your body, as we spoke about fitness, or doing things for you that are fun, where you're getting outside of your comfort zone and you may influence others to do the same. And let's say someone here just got an animal and someone also wants an animal like a pet, and they see you getting that and they take that as a sign. And seeing something like that, or the way you treat your animals, could be influencing others or something along those lines. I'm also getting you may influence animals in some way because you have a very healing energy. You know, animals have very healing energy towards us humans, but you may also have a healing energy towards animals where you bring them some kind of peace in some way, but it's very hidden to you. So you wouldn't know this unless you psychically saw into it with the moon. So this is what I have for you, pile number 3. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.